In this video, guys, I want to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about why I went with Ameristar air conditioning unit in 2022. Now, just as a bit of background, we had a 17-year-old, almost 17-year-old Rheem/Rude R22 unit that finally had all of the refrigerant leak out of it. And at that point, I decided it was time to go ahead and replace it. But up until that point, I had made it last a really long time. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I will tell you guys some amazing tips that most people don't know about to make your air conditioning last as long as possible. And these are the units on the screen in front of me. And you might be thinking, well, Tom, aren't these made in China? And don't be confused, because these are the units that are made in China. These are the older units that traditionally have been made in China with scroll compressors, right? So that's good, but some of them came with LG compressors, and there were some complaints about various issues. I didn't really want to go down that road, but when I found that these new generations that you can get now in 2022 are made in Tyler, Texas, I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And so I want to talk about kind of why I did that, why I chose Ameristar, some of the things that really impressed me about the unit. Now, before I head out to the unit itself and show it to you guys, I first want to show you me testing the quietness. This unit was surprisingly quiet. It says 76 decibels on the website, but it seems a lot more quiet than 76 decibels. And I will show you a video of me in front of the unit with a sound meter. All right, let's go see how quiet this thing is. So I'm going to open the Decibel app, and we're going to put it, I'm about 1 foot away right now from the unit, and getting between 64 and 69 decibels. The unit next door, just to my right, is also running, so that's probably adding a little bit to the noise. But overall, man, this thing is super quiet. I mean, I'm very, very impressed with the noise level on this unit, way below its listed rating. Okay, so you got to see how quiet this thing is. Very quiet, very, very impressed with the audible noise level on this thing. Now I want to go ahead and take you guys out again and really look at this thing closer so you guys can get a better feel for exactly what it is we're looking at here. All right, so I'm here at the unit, and the first thing that's really impressive about this thing, and I'm not on the tripod, guys, so bear with me, is just the quality of the cabinet. And this is, the metal is nice and thick, and it's kind of I think it has an appliance paint finish on here, which is really durable. And then I like how this protects here and doesn't allow, rocks and hail to hit the spine fins. And that brings me to my next point, which is those are spine fins, guys. So those are the same spine fins that you're going to see on the American Standard units as well. So to me, that's very impressive. Of course, right here you have your quality motor. And just going to get around this side so you guys can see it. And of course, there's your scroll compressor right down inside. And the fan blades, of course, are the more advanced design, so you don't get the helicopter sound. And then this is where you have your access panel back here. And I'm going to take this thing off for you guys so you guys can see what that looks like inside. I'll just do that in a minute. All right, guys, I got the that panel off. 5 screws, and it comes right off, no problems. And as you can see, you got your switch, and you've got your capacitor, and it just has one capacitor, so it's not like, you know, I think the other model made in China has the 2 capacitor system, so it has the soft start. This doesn't really have soft start. It just, you know, one capacitor, I believe, fires up the motor and the compressor. So just real simple design, proven design, and that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's kind of what I wanted in this thing. Down below here are the fittings. Get you guys in nice and close there. So anyways, guys, just wanted to give you a close look up at this thing. Nobody else has done a video on this, as far as I know. Anyway, pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. Okay, so after all of that, you guys now have a feel of what this thing is constructed like and why I was really pretty impressed with it. Certainly it cools the house really well. I got the 4-ton unit, and that's probably maybe a little more power than I need for my house. The house isn't that big, but it's nice being here in Texas to have a lot of cooling power. You really want that. Other things I really liked about the Ameristar is the fact that it came with a 10-year warranty, and the installers gave me a 3-year on all labor warranty as well. And I can extend that if I want. I don't know if I do, but I'm thinking about that. Obviously, the lower cost. This is probably 15% less than getting the American Standard version of this AC unit. Also, this mates really nicely with the A801X furnace. So this pairs with the furnace by Ameristar. And Ameristar furnaces are incredibly high quality. They're made in the United States. I even think they might be made in the same factory as the American Standard furnaces. Another issue is that in 2022, we have a lot of dislocations and shortages, and these were more available than the American Standard version. And we had a hot house, and I needed to pull the trigger on something, right? And I think it would have been considerably longer to wait to get one of the American Standard units. So these were more available as well. That also swayed my decision. Well, thanks for making it to this point in the video where I talk about how you can extend your air conditioner life way beyond what most people can. So what you're seeing in front of you is you're seeing my original Ream-Rude contactor switch, capacitor, and motor removed from the unit after the 10-year warranty expired. And what I did is I found the OEM replacement part for the contactor, capacitor, and motor for a little over $100 because I took my time, found really good deals on all 3. And I removed these from the unit, and I put those into the unit at the 10-year mark. And the reason is because these are things that go wrong on a pretty regular basis, pretty consistent basis. And these things are really easy to replace yourself. At least I found them pretty easy to replace. Lots of DIY videos on YouTube, etc. So these are things you can just replace yourself. As opposed to your refrigerant leaking out of the system, and then you've got to try to find where the leak came from, and then you've got to have the refrigerant system, and you have to have the system refilled. That to me is a far more difficult, thorny problem. So what I did is at the 10-year mark, I replaced these component parts, kept the originals, just in case, something failed and the original had to go back in. In other words, I replaced these while they were still working. And then that got me almost 17 years total of AC life until the refrigerant leaked out of that Ream-Rude system. And at that point, it was time for a new system, and I went with a new system, as you guys know. So I just wanted to encourage you guys, at the 10-year mark, you may want to replace these component parts that you buy at a very good price because you're going to take your time buying them. And then that's going to extend the life of your air conditioning system and just the reliability going forward. That means you don't have to have, your spouse call you in the middle of the afternoon and say that the air conditioner's out because it turns out the capacitor went bad or the contactor switch went bad or the motor went bad. So anyway, guys, not very many people talking about this technique. I think it's a great way to go. And so I just wanted to kind of give you a close-up view as to why I went with Ameristar. Again, I haven't seen a lot of good videos on these newer generation of Ameristar AC units made in the United States. So just wanted to bring this to your attention and give it my recommendation. And I will talk to you guys on my normal topic of how to make your cars last 25 years in the next video. Take care.